Hi everyone, welcome back to a brand new school year. It sounded like the technology tip videos were helpful and useful to many people and that we were hoping to maybe have them again this year. Hopefully that's the case, but instead of doing it on a monthly basis, I think that was a little too much. I'm going to try to do just 4 this year on a quarterly basis for you. I also created a new website to just kind of house everything from last year and then this current school year. And the topic of Jamboard kind of came up because within the technology training that I tried to offer to staff last year, it came up, but we completely ran out of time to do it. So if you've not heard of Jamboard or if you've not used it a lot lately, I think it has great applications for both elementary and secondary students, mostly because it's extremely user-friendly with very few formatting options, and they keep it very simple and simplistic. So yeah, this is Jamboard. This itself is a Jamboard presentation, and I'll get into it, just kind of talking about the basics and the overview of it. And at the end, I'll show you some examples, but I will provide links to those examples as well within resources, because you can get a free pre-created Jamboard to use with your students right away on the first day or the first week of school, and a lot of them are fun with icebreaker activities, so it might be something you're interested in using. So what is a Jamboard? If you've not heard of it, sorry if this is too basic for you, but I'm just going to go over how to create one, how to open one, and then some of the fundamental tools that you'll see. Again, this is a Jamboard. There's a couple ways to start one. Within your Google Drive, this is the Google Apps waffle icon that you'll see when you're in all your major Google applications here. And Jamboard is included. If you scroll down, it's just towards the bottom. So we have Jamboard here. But to me, I think the easiest way is if I'm already in my Drive, I can simply click on New, go down to More, and open up a brand new Jamboard. And this is what it looks like. That's the icon, an untitled Jam, and it's a brand new blank canvas to work with. And then what is Jamboard? Again, sorry if you know, it's been around for a while, but it's basically Google's version of an online whiteboard. And you can use this during a Google chat, like a Google Meet that you're having at the same time. So you could be doing this interactive with students simultaneously. And they have some of your basic tools over here for editing and formatting. There's the pen, the marker, you can highlight things. I'll just show you what a couple things look like. So I can highlight stuff. I'm just formatting this, okay? And I can simply do undo on all that, or I could have erased it. The sticky notes I like quite a bit. You can do different color ones and then type into them. And you can just keep doing as many as you want. I could change the color of it and save those. Now cancel on a new one. You can move them, expand them, duplicate them, delete them, all kinds of stuff. So those are the sticky notes. You can insert shapes, you can insert an image, text box, and this is the one I kind of like quite a bit. If I'm presenting and talking to students and I have my laser pointer, I can draw attention to a certain thing, but it disappears after a bit. So I can get someone's attention quickly, but then I don't have to go back and delete it after the fact. So it's kind of fun. But yes, it's very basic. It's very user-friendly. It is similar to Google Drawings, but it has more whiteboard features, I guess I would say. And like I said, you can create one of these during a Google Meet, so while you're video chatting with someone as well. So that's kind of some differences. Frames are what are the pages in Jamboard. So this right here, they call it a frame. Instead of a slide, like in a slideshow, they call it a frame. So with Google and it being free, you get the 20 frames maximum included, okay? And then this I never knew until I started using it more. It's called their frame bar. So this is a way to click on it and expand and then have a lot of different options here. I can easily create and add a new frame. I can move and manipulate my frames. I can duplicate them. I can delete certain ones. So that frame bar is actually pretty helpful. But I want to get back to where I was. So it allows you to do all that, the frame bar. Okay, moving on, we're talking about the difference between setting the background and clearing the frame. So setting the background is actually a really helpful and important tool within Jamboard because this is how you can really use it with your students. I have set this background. You're going to see that as I click on things, I'm trying to click, I'm trying to highlight, select, move. I cannot do any of that. That is because what I've done is taken a screenshot and an image and I set the background as this image. So now if I'm on here or if I share this with a student and they're on here, they can't do a single thing unless they set the background. Technically they could do that, but hopefully they wouldn't mess with this on you. So I set the background and I created my own image and I made it the background. I can also do graph paper, like line paper as if I'm writing an essay. There's a few different basic choices that Google gives you, but the image is really helpful because then I can really kind of make it my own. So I set the background, which is kind of a way to lock the screen so that students can see it, but they can't manipulate it or change it. Now technically they could come up here and do this when you get them editing privileges, but hopefully they wouldn't do that on you, okay? Clearing a frame will only delete the formatting that goes on top of this slide or frame. The background will still remain. So what I mean by that, just to kind of show you and explain, is that students could be given access to edit this, and they're sitting here and they're highlighting the things that they're supposed to be. You ask them to highlight 5 words with certain reasons behind it, and then I've modified my slide. When I clear that frame, all of the formatting goes away, but the background is still there to be used again and again. So I like that feature quite a bit on Jamboard. That's important to know how to set your background. So then, once you have it created, like I said, you can share it to students and you can give them the ability to edit. And as long as you have 20 or less students in your classroom, now again, that may not be applicable to you, unfortunately, you could give each student their own slide to be able to edit and modify as like an assignment or as an in-class activity. So you want to give students the ability to edit. This could be an interactive, collaborative Jamboard instead of just as a slideshow where you're presenting. You can have the students be doing things on there, okay? You can also post or email a link to share the Jamboard, okay? You could put it in Google Classroom because it easily pairs with Google stuff. I could share it directly from my drive, but yeah, here's the first one, giving the students the ability to edit and share it. So whoever I wanted to do this with, it could be my Spanish 1 class, it could be whomever, but I would give them editing privileges, okay, to be able to, format the slides and do things to them. I can copy this link, but as of right now, it's just a viewing link instead of an editing link, and push that out. Or I could be in Google Classroom in Google Drive, and I can share it from there as well. And usually you want people to edit these, okay? So lastly, I will show you what a couple of examples look like, both as a picture that I've taken and then in a Jamboard. And then finally, you'll just have the links with this video and then the resources themselves. So a lot of icebreaker activities are coming up here. This teacher decided to do, and it's actually right here, okay, sentence structure, so simple sentence structure. So part of this, I'm clicking on it, is a background. So they froze the background with the instructions. But then down here, there's manipulatives with those post-its. And they have to rearrange the sticky notes to create simple sentences. So eat, love, period, right? So it should be they love to eat ice cream, period, okay? So students would be able to do this, as you can see. And then here we have a science example with students using those same post-its, but bringing them to the diagram to label. So another example. Here they're highlighting verbs, nouns, and adjectives. Here they're doing highlighting again, but with complex sentence structure. So there's lots of different ideas. Those are just examples of how you can create your own Jamboard activities and your own slides where the students can edit and do certain activities. Lastly, I'm going to show you one of the free icebreaker activities that you're going to see, and this will be included as a resource link. It will require you and force you to make a copy of the Jamboard, but then you'll have it in your Google Drive and you can use it day one with students. I'll show you just one of them. Here's just one of the free icebreaker examples that you'll have, again, as a free resource. I know I'm going over on time, big time, but you can see it's a copy of it, and it's Would You Rather. So in this instance, all the students would be on the exact same Jamboard, but they'd also be on the same frame or the same slide, and they would do a voting system, whether you had them probably by Post-its, right, like a sticky note or a Post-it. Would you rather eat no candy at Halloween or eat no turkey at Thanksgiving? And they vote for it online. Okay, so they can be doing this at their own pace, going through the frames or the slides and voting for which they would rather, and then you can all just kind of look at it after the fact. And it's a good icebreaker activity. Or you could have students be in pairs and they could vote on it that way as well. Yeah, that's just one example. And it was free and pre-created, and you could use it the first day or the first week of school. As always, I hope it was helpful. Please feel free to give me any feedback, and I'll be giving you the links. Have a great start to the school year, everyone.